Francesca Farago has gone on the Too Tired to Be Crazy podcast to essentially say that she could ruin ex Harry Jowsey's career with everything she knows about him. She also gave some details as to why they broke up. I got the tea and I'm gonna spill it here for you on I.O. What's gravy, y'all? You are watching I.O. I'm Charlotte Del Rey and this is my big fat head. I've been making the news more entertaining since 2015. Subscribe for spicy trending news updates and top 10 lists and follow the I.O. team on social media. We have been covering the breakup of Francesca Farago and Harry Jowsey, two stars of the Netflix reality TV show Too Hot to Handle. If you're down there in the comments like, who are they? Why should we care? What were you even doing in quarantine besides watching Netflix and eating everything in your cupboards? Okay? I get defensive. Harry and Francesca were a couple on Too Hot to Handle, a show that brought together some of the hottest and most promiscuous people in the world and put them in one house where they weren't allowed to touch each other for a grand prize of $100,000. Pretty good concept for a show actually. Very entertaining. If any of the people in the house did break a rule by kissing or like something else, it would cost the entire group the money. A lot of money. So Harry and Francesca became known on the show for basically not being able to keep their hands off each other, and they kept dating after the show was over. Harry even proposed to Francesca with a ring pop during the Zoom Too Hot to Handle reunion. But then a few weeks later, Francesca took to YouTube to announce that they had broken up, hinting that he may have cheated on her. Harry then went on the Impulsive podcast to say that Francesca talking badly about him online cost him over 200,000 followers. He argued that she wouldn't be famous without him and actually ended up threatening to sue her. Safe to say, it's gotten ugly. I don't think that Francesca has to worry about a lawsuit. Suing someone over lost followers on Instagram is not something that would hold up in court, as far as I know. It's way more likely that these claims are a publicity stunt. Francesca said in an Instagram post that Harry and his people have created a smear campaign against her online. In response to Harry and his smear campaign, Francesca has gone on the Too Tired to Be Crazy podcast to talk about the relationship. It was a long podcast, it was like 45 minutes, I did listen to it, but I'll summarize what she said for you on the podcast because we can't share it for copyright reasons. Firstly, Francesca says that practically all the claims Harry made on the Impulsive podcast about her are false, and he's essentially playing the victim. She claims she could totally ruin his career with all the stuff that she knows about him, and everything considering, she's actually been quite respectful thus far, considering everything he put her through. The day that Harry proposed on Zoom, that day, he said he couldn't be with Francesca anymore. Then later in a video, Harry said that he fell out of love with Francesca before the show even came out. So then why was Harry pretending to be in love with her, and why did he propose to her on that Zoom reunion with the cast? Lastly, Francesca says that there was actually another girl that Harry was stringing along, and when he broke up with that girl, he told her that he and Francesca were getting back together for PR, something Francesca said she was unaware of. I think he just wanted to be single, and he wanted to be famous, and he wanted attention, and having me in his life wasn't important enough to sacrifice effing. Here were some responses to the podcast on social media. He lied in the show first about kissing her to cover his own butt, and he never came clean about it. So whatever is said between them, I believe her. He's nothing but a pretty boy. Next, Francesca is the reason why most people watch Too Hot to Handle. I don't know why some people hate her. She's just so real and authentic to me. I love Francesca, Harry doesn't deserve her. Next, I would be pulling some whack right now to ruin his career. Proceeds to then talk about how he's a cheater and that she wouldn't do that. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. If that's what she's choosing to share, and that's not the full story, think about how bad it actually could be. In a video on Instagram, Harry admits faults in the relationship, but he says that he was never disloyal when he was with Francesca. He insists that they broke up because he fell out of love. The entire time he was speaking, I could tell that he wanted to be genuine, he wanted to stay positive about it, but I think a part of him knows that Francesca could do some serious damage to his reputation if she wanted to, so there might have been motivation for the way that he was talking about her. I also think that in his mind they weren't together while he was saying all this nice stuff to her, leading her on, regardless of whether she thought they were together or not, and that's the story that he is sticking with. Alright guys, tell me your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Do you think Harry cheated? Let me know. For now, I'm gonna wrap up this one with some quick comment features. Ali B said Charlotte has secretly been Mackenzie this whole time. I've been discovered. Miss. Thanks for that little contribution, Chris. Hey, everybody, Chris. It's Chris. It said, I'm confused, your hairstyle today makes you look so much younger, but at the same time, so much older. Anyways, beautiful. Don't you just love backhanded compliments? That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, potato. Let's see you guys next time.